350 Seattle is a Seattle-based climate action organization. We believe in the power of people's movements to affect change around the climate crisis.
You know, the World Health Organization states that 150,000 people a year are already dying as a direct result of human-caused climate change. And if that's not catastrophic, what is? We definitely recognise there's a power in beauty and art.
The art, for me, I think makes our actions so much more inviting in a lot of ways. They're visually captivating. It's not the same old signs with just words on them. They're beautiful. The banners, we often will have puppets and different props, and I think it makes people stop and gives people passers-by pause and wonder, what is that? What's happening? And I think it's just a different way that we're able to communicate what it is that we're trying to accomplish. The trade policy group was trying to figure out how do we get the message across about this wonky trade agreement, and thought, well, why don't we do some street theater?
But profits must be protected!
They did a skit that involved the trade agreements being represented as wolves, and Wall Street and big money being represented as Uncle Pennybags.
Thank you, and pay no attention to those rabble-rousers.
I think that art and powerful visuals and these David versus Goliath moments and really serve to give people pause.
I helped organise some of our campaigns around about fossil fuel divestment, and was quite involved in our efforts to get the City of Seattle to break ties with Wells Fargo. And the community really came behind that in an incredible way. And we saw the city, you know, terminate its $3 billion contract with that bank over its support of a fossil fuel project, which was a national first.
Last June, an oil train just across the Columbia River derailed, and the community was incredibly lucky that it didn't explode in the downtown. It still spilled oil into the Columbia River. In an action in Vancouver, Washington, not long after the oil train derailed in Mosier, was arrested in an act of civil disobedience with 20 other people. I felt at that moment that one thing that I could do was risk arrest, partially to, again, build the narrative and the story of why would somebody do that? We currently have about 2,000 people who have signed this pledge of resistance, who have said that they're willing to engage in civil disobedience or support people who are doing it.
Climate change is such a huge thing that it can feel very disempowering. You know, how can I, as one person, contribute to solving this global issue? When
I think of what a people's movement is about, it's really about claiming the power that we have to live in the world that we believe we should be living in, and not a world that's filled with oppression and injustice and all the things that feel seemingly unmovable.